to thank the men who were responsible for this. Me living in Charleston, Joe Valerno, where are you? Joe is from New York City, and Tim Bueller is from here. Where are you, Tim? You come back here. So thank God for the computer. We were able to do it together, and I appreciate it. It was really wonderful working with you. What Joe is doing is taping this entire thing, and he's going to put it on YouTube, and we'll let you know. Is that right, Joe?
Yes.
He's the technophile, so we'll let him know what's going on. And Madeline, where are you? Behind me. Madeline furnished all the drinks today, and she too got involved in all the computer back and forth and what's going on, and I really want to thank you for that too. I also want to thank Mike Rouse, wrote the obituary that's in the program and was put on the AP wire, and I think it was absolutely beautiful. And thank you, Mike. I would like to take this time to catch you up on a life that you probably didn't know about Dwayne Walls. When he left North Carolina, he came to live with me. And it was Christmas of 1996. I was a hostess at a holiday party and heard these words coming from behind me. Would you have time to have a glass of wine now? He had come early to the party, right from work at the Post and Courier. It was 11 o'clock and I had not had time to sit and talk. We sat down and talked until 2 a.m. Then we went out for brunch the next day, Sunday, and talked for 4 more hours. Thoughts of amazement were going through me. You see, it was the Thanksgiving holiday 4 weeks before that I was at my brother's house in Florida. We were talking about my recent breakup with a friend. He said to me, you have to stop dating those South Carolina guys and get someone from out of state that will appreciate you. And here he was, Dwayne from North Carolina. There Are Miracles, Across the Crowded Room became our favorite song. He left that Sunday to drive to another city and newspaper. He said he would be back in Charleston in January 1997 for work. He would call. Well, I'd heard those words before. But on January 11th, he called me at work. We went out for dinner, and the rest is history. I visited him in Pittsburgh many times, but the first time was very memorable. We were sitting in a restaurant in Chapel Hill. I can't remember the name. We were sitting up on the rooftop for dinner. The waiter handed me a note which said, great faces from Charleston. What? Who brings you to Chapel Hill? I looked around and didn't see anybody I knew, so I asked the waiter where it had come from. He pointed out a table, so I went over to see who it was. Hiding behind their napkins, I saw Marina and Wade Barber. Dwayne came over and we all laughed and laughed. The word was out. Dwayne had met someone in Charleston, and here I was. I was a California girl, and I don't remember being taught in school a thing about the South. So he started telling me, showing me, and getting books for me to read. What a teacher he was. We would sit in the evening on our patio overlooking Charleston Harbor, talking about the South and his role in North Carolina newspapers and politics. I was so honored to receive a copy of his books, Chicken Bone Special, in the Kidwells. One night the phone rang about 9, and a young woman said to me, is this the home of Dwayne Walls? I said, yes. She was the granddaughter of one of the Kidwells and wanted to talk to him. He got up and talked to her for over an hour. There never was anyone that he wouldn't talk to and promised to help. There was a woman he met at a Virginia newspaper where he's working. She was divorced and had several young children. Her car had broken down and she could not get to work. So in Dwayne's style, he gave her his car. He had to fly home. He was a friend and a job source for many of the students and people here, and he loved every minute of getting the calls and helping them to find a job. Before I met him, he bought a Piper Cub airplane, number 55336. I can still hear him say that. He loved that plane and flew for pleasure and business going all over the South. He took me flying many times. Even in the air, he could not resist teaching and let me fly the plane with all the confidence and encouragement he could give. When he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, he had to sell the plane and it broke his heart. Dwayne constantly gave of himself wherever he was and whatever he was doing. I gave him a pen and ink drawing for Christmas after we met. It is the cover of your program, and it says, "Across the years I will walk with you, in deep green forests, on shores of sand, and when our time on earth is through in heaven too, you will have my family."